Okay, good afternoon or evening or whatever you are here. Back again. Trying to shoot these out in the least amount of time that I can squeeze it. So we are on to the Pisces Male, single and couple. And I'm going to get right into it here right after I announce this awesome jewelry here. I want to give a shout out to my friend Laurie, who made this set for me. She also does bracelets and whatnot. There's a lot of her stuff that she has on display on Facebook. I will post a link below. Give me an hour or so to update that. Here is her card, so you can recognize it if you hit the site. Now, her name, the name of the company is ESYFLORESY. It's a Polish name, and it means, I think it means beautiful or beautiful flower or something like that. She didn't design this jewelry. If you like it, go there. The prices are great and the quality's awesome. I know her. She does good work. So just wanted to share that with everybody. Okay. So business is done. I'll get on with it here. So the Pisces Male is what I'm tapping into here. I'm going to go generally over the overall energies for this summer. This is summer forecast, so it's a little lengthy. And then I'm going to get into, I got 2 tarot decks, a romance decks, and love and sex. So that's where we're headed. Excuse me for clearing the throat. I'm busy all morning, and I am dehydrated. I haven't got enough water. Update. Okay, now the first card we get for the overall energies is protection. Oh, man. I remember this from readings I did in the past, trying to find the ideal spot here. Hey there. Thank you, Jovi. Lying to me. Yeah, well, people lie, right? It's tough. So hang in there. We'll give you some idea here what to do with that. Okay, so we have protection, right? So the protection always comes with a caveat. If we are feeling like we need protection, where's my spot? I had a spot here. I put this. If we are feeling like we need protection, then there's a interior, what do you call that? Corresponding energy that we're doing something wrong that we need protection from. Okay. So a sense of almost guilt coming through this. Okay. You're welcome. So I'll move on to the next card. We have war. So this Pisces Male here, we got some jumbled up energy. Let me tap in here. Yeah, I feel like, you know, he's done something he knows he's done wrong. And this is this protection sense I get. He's like, I know, like tail between the legs, running off to be protected, but also on a certain level, he figures he's got to be ready for war. He's got to be ready to fight because it's going to come. This is the sense I'm getting, okay? Then the last card we have is wisdom. So here we go. Okay. So what's going on here is we have some energies for this Pisces Male that is needing him to create a safe haven, okay? Something he needs to be protected from. And the next card is war. So we're feeling a need to be protected, and then we got to be ready for war. What's going on? So then the next card is wisdom. And wisdom is trying to, I feel like he's trying to, you know, search his soul and figure out what's going on here. What am I dealing with? What have I done? Almost in a way, because I get a sense of guilt. Sorry, but and this card is full of that energy of like, oh, I got to be protected because it's going to come at me. What am I going to do? Almost like they don't know how to protect themselves from what they've done, but they feel like they're going to have to, and if not, they're going to have to fight against something for it. So heavy energy of something's gone wrong here, and I feel like it's gone wrong because the Pisces Male has brought it to that decision, okay? So in the end, okay, near the fall here, because we're stretching, this is going June, July, August, end of August, okay? We're going to be tapping into some wisdom and cluing into what we need to do to fix this. Now, I don't know if it's fixable because I feel like the damage is done. But nonetheless, we have some energy here of wisdom coming in the end of August, I would say, for the term of summer would be the end of August. That I'm predicting that this wisdom is going to kick in, okay? Now, we're going to dive deeper into these energies. Excuse me again for my throat. Tomorrow I'll drink more water. Okay. And the first card we come out with is the High Priestess. Or no. Yeah. Sorry. These ones are confusing. The 2 is the Empress. 2 is the High Priestess. Sorry. 3 is the Empress. Okay. So 2, High Priestess. Tapping into that intuition. Okay. So there it is. We're wanting to do that. Okay. We may even be doing that, or we may even feel this sense of a need for protection because we're listening to our instinct. Okay. We're realizing we may not listen to wisdom in the beginning of the summer. That may kick in the end, but there's something instinctual going, I'm going to get it. So I got to be ready. Now, this instinctive feeling is highly aspected. Okay. The sun is shining. It's making you happy because why? Because your eyes are open. And my last season, which would have been spring or winter, not sure, but my last readings that I did, tapping into this Pisces male energy, I remember, what do I remember? I remember that the intuition was far away. We were not even diving into that. We were being on the mature end of things and just, all ego driven. So we were letting that ride. Now we got an instinct here. Something's off. Okay. So now we're going to try and fix that. It's highly aspected. That will create joy in a bigger arena than the Pisces male figures. Because this man is trying, I don't know if he's actually trying. I think he's stumbling. Honestly, I think he's stumbling upon an instinct here that may have worked for him. May have had a huge example following instinct and getting good results. And that's really what the sun is coming up with as well here. Now, as we move on, you know what? I'll have to look at the details later, Jovi. Because if I tune in now, I'm just going to zone into your situation. And I got to stay here. But get in touch with my page and I'll deal with you there. Then we can solve some stuff. Okay, sorry. Then we have the 20. And 20 comes on the heels of sun. So this judgment here, something has come to terms, or somebody, moreover, the Pisces male has come to terms with the fact that he's got to answer for some things that he's done in his past, okay? Now, these answers are going to, this is, we're starting here to become aware of what we've done, I feel like it's just going to be, for now, sort of on the selfish level, what we've done, seeing from our point of view. Oh, I did something wrong. We're not yet thinking about the other person, but we're at least starting to chime in on our end on what needs to happen, okay? Or what happened, basically. Now, the next card we get is the Hermit, which is awesome. Because I was wondering about this dude. The Pisces male is going to go inside and start figuring things out. Start dissecting and start thinking about himself, no less. But that's a progress from where he was before, because he wasn't thinking about nobody, including himself. So we've got a situation where he's going to hermit. He's going to go inside. And he's going to start to look at things differently. It's a huge step for this man. So good, highly aspected. The sun lifts a lot of everything. I think he's coming out of his fog here and realizing that there's a cause and effect happening. And how does that affect me? And that's where you start. And then after that, it's how do I affect others? Boom. So this is good. Good progress for the male as I've been following through the months here. And the next set of 4, we get the first, the 6 of Pentacles. Not the female had that. The female had that last time. And that's dealing with making things balance out. We're going to give, but we're going to give in a balanced way. And I feel like the balance to the Pisces male may mean we have to go beyond our ego, beyond stroking that ego, because it's, you know, so fleeting, right? The ego is very fleeting. So he's realizing this. So the Six of Pentacles is the realization that, yeah, I do have to think of balancing things in that way. And I feel like ego towards a heart-centered, that kind of thing is what he's thinking about. The next card I get for the Pisces male, Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles, what do I get off that? Okay, is basically a learning process, right? Because this guy's never come from the center before. Something sparked a realization that I have to kick in here. Not only that, I have to realize what's going on. And they're not quite bad hair day, not quite understanding. Like I said, the effect on others, on themselves, they're just not understanding the bigger picture here at all. So this is a process of learning forward, okay? They're really, and they're telling me here too about this card is really about gimme, gimme, gimme. And it's been him that's been receiving, receiving, receiving. And we're not thinking about being balanced, which is why we've come to the situation we had hit us in a tower kind of way. Okay, so basically the Pisces male may have been in a position where he's feeding himself in a sensual way, romantic way, you know, an ego-centered way. And everything blew up in his face. And now he's got to learn to do things differently. He's realized it doesn't work. So I got to figure out a different way. The bridge is kind of collapsed on him. So he realizes he's got to start to climb out of here. He can't stay in the muddle because it's not going to help, right? So this is that Page of Pentacles. That's that energy of learning a new way of being. So there's hope here. The next card we get is the Four of Pentacles. And that is that when we're talking about love, that's greed, right? In a material way. But when we're talking about love, it's talking about greed of emotions. I'm keeping my emotions to myself, but you got to give to me. And this is the thing that's out of whack, okay? We're sandwiched between equal and selfish. And we got to learn the difference, right? So we're learning the difference between being selfish and giving equally outside of yourself, right? So this is the lesson that this man is coming across. And they're saying we got to be compassionate here because this man just doesn't understand. And people are going, oh, you don't have to tell me that. But truly in a compassionate way. They do not understand, so they have to. And it's basically, I think his world has crumbled down to the point, excuse me, down to the point where it is only him by himself. And that is why. And now all he has is himself to look at. So he has no choice but to do that. So this is the road he's on here, okay? Now, the last card we get in that is the Hierophant, which is interesting as well. And the Hierophant is about, oh man, it's about many things, about higher people that you put in higher esteem, someone that you can go to unload, a wise teacher in that way. So I get a sense too that this man is going to have to look for a good role model in that way. He may not have had in his life a good role model for this. So where's he going to learn, right? If you don't have a good role model, you can't learn this stuff. So you just kind of like culture shock. You're waking up in your world, maybe in your family. Now you're going outside of your family and you're realizing that, hey, this doesn't wash everywhere. Can't get away with this everywhere. So now what? So there's a sense of either someone coming in to help him with that, or a sense of him needing that, or a sense of him looking for that, okay? There's something here. He really does need help in that way. I don't mean to say that, but he does need help because he's in a position here where he can't see straight, but he's trying to dig himself out. So, you know, lend him a hand type thing. And there's going to be someone there, I think, you know, it may take him a while to hit upon this person or find or realize that this person has a wealth of wisdom to them. I feel like there are people talking in his circle It just may not be going to them to divulge anything. So that's the process here that he's you know, coming across. So very much feeling a single way of being here. And for one that's in a relationship, man, I can't see it being very, it's going to be very frosty. It's not going to be very warm and comforting. Okay. There's going to be problems here because we got selfishness we're dealing with, and we don't know the rules. And, you know, he's playing a different game here than what I feel like if there's a partner there, they're either, you know, in denial or highly occupied or, you know, on the way out. Or maybe that's what happened, right? We had a situation where it busted things up. So a heavy process here for the male Pisces, but nonetheless, he's making progress, which is kind of wasn't what he was doing before. So that's a good thing. Huge for the male. Okay, so now as we get right into the romance. Oh boy. Okay, so here we go, right? We go back. Three of Swords. And I'm getting a sense here that, yeah, we got three people, two males, a male, or two males and a female. We may have had a duel. We may have had a situation where one person had to be taken out, and he may, you know, for the single guy, single Pisces, this may be you. You had to be taken out of a situation. You didn't belong there, you know, and you didn't, you're being selfish, taking what you wanted, and maybe it belonged to someone else, that kind of thing. So it had to be straightened out. You know, the whole situation had to straighten out, shake it out, and recalibrate is the sense I get from this card. Okay. The next card I get in the romance is the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, yeah, we're not going far from those swords. Two of Swords is about blocking your heart. We may have had to do this to be in this situation that busted apart. And we also may have to do this from here forward because we feel like no matter what we do, even though we got a closed mind, and I'm getting a sense of the male here, he's got a very closed-minded sense of being here within his little world. Again, not thinking of anyone else but himself. So we get a selfish view. And then the view is, well, I want, and why can't I have, no matter what the situation is? And it got taken away. So now it's like a stomping of the feet, like a kid having a fit. And, okay, well, then nobody's going to get anything from me because I'm done. Like I'm getting a real immature sense of this, right? So we may have some younger people in the early dating zone here that are going through a phase where they're just kind of got to learn to grow up here a little bit, right? So the Two of Swords is about blocking the heart and saying, that's it, nobody's getting anything from me. Because if I don't get anything, nobody's going to get anything. Da, da, da. And this is the solution, right? So the next card we get is the Seven of Wands. Or, yeah, Seven of Wands, right? That's interesting because that suggests a meeting, like a reunion, okay? So that may be involved as well with a Hierophant type of energy. Someone who is coming in with wisdom that they haven't seen for a while. Or someone that they're glad to meet, or someone that they're, you know, that's really reviving to them in a way is the sense I got. Because they're kind of down in the dumps and really in a rucka-fucka-sucka, you know, one of those Yosemite Sam kind of ways. And then all of a sudden somebody comes out of the blue. It's almost like the universe sent someone to go shake things up there, get them out of that mode. You know, cantankerous and going outward with it. We just can't have this go any further. So then we have a little bit of a surprise where we have a union with someone that they're happy to see, kind of brings them, shakes them out of it, right? They got to get shaken out of a few things here. And then the next card is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, if anybody watches my videos, he's cantankerous. He has been through hell. You know, his tip of his sword is broken. So that shows he's had struggles in the past here. He's been beat down. Okay. So this may be why this is happening, right? If we're coming from compassion here, this man is not may not be seeing straight, but it is the way that he has lived and it is the way he has survived up until now. But now he is learning that that does not bode well for the future, for him or for other people, right? So no less, he is in that mode where he is trying to get to the bottom of things, find the truth, and also continue to fight. Okay. So the essence I get here is that we have a little bit of universal distractions coming in to bring this man out of a mode. Because I feel like, especially on the single side, again, I get these men being very down and out emotionally. Okay. And because of that, right, guarding of the heart, then we have a little surprise reunion type thing. Someone from the past or a long lost friend or somebody at a distance that comes to see them that they're all excited about. And then we get back to being our cantankerous self. So we have a little bit of a disruption, but we're not letting go of all that anger and frustration, okay? So that's really dragging us down. So that's the romance side. Love and sex. Okay, the first card we get is the Knight of Swords. I have to look because sometimes I say the wrong name. The Knight of Swords, look at him. He's in control. Oh yeah, warning, there's nudity and stuff here. Wait till the last minute. Anyway, Knight of Swords, he's the one. Okay, we're talking about physical aspects of a relationship here, right? Sex. This guy wants to be in charge. What he says goes. In the bedroom, even if he may not be this way outside of the bedroom, that is what he is wanting. This is the energy he wants to put down, okay? Now, the next card we get is the Seven of Swords. Now look where it gets him. Sorry, this guy's in a tough spot. I shouldn't laugh because we may not have all been there, but there are people that are isolated in units of family, whatever. We just don't have great examples for male figures, how to act, how to do. And if you come from a broken home or someone who's not loyal, you have parents that aren't loyal, there's no standing with morality, then things get confused and mixed up. And this is the sense I'm getting. We have an issue here. We just don't know right from wrong to a certain degree. And we've had to go through a rough patch, like the end of the line here before we get, I call it, what do I say to my boy? Hard way, Jack. You have to learn the hard way, right? So the Knight of Swords, he's in the bedroom. He wants to be in control. Yeah, you can do that, but guess what happens? You create resentment in your partner, and then you got situations where you're not getting it anymore. So I feel like he may have been overcompensating in the bedroom here, overcharging. Taking too much charge in the bedroom, and it's leading to the partner not. It's just too much, too overpowering. Or, there's just something here on the physical end of things is not enough to continue, to get it to continue, to want to continue. Like this man is not kicking into the depths here of emotion. And that's felt on the partner's end. Whoever it is, single or couple, we're feeling it on the partner's side, and we can no longer engage in the act and take this in without a little more than what we're getting here in the leather and the strap, right? So we cannot do that. So something has to change. And look at him, he's sitting there, he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, like in his reality, he's not woke up yet in that way. And the woman's going like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to tell him? Maybe they're not talking. Maybe there's no great dialogue going on, As some people's sexual things, they just can't talk about. They won't. They don't. It's, what do you call that? Taboo. But, this day and age, I figure that's not the case. But I'm amazed by how many people tell me that they just don't talk about it. So it happens, right? So the next card we get on the sex side is the Hierophant. Wow. Oh, this is such a confusing card because the Hierophant is about tradition and marriage. And look at, he's got two women there. They're not even marriage. That's something's funny's going on here. Okay. So let me just dip into this a little bit here. I got to figure out what's going on because I feel like the root here, it is a sexual thing that is really creating the problem for this male. Yeah, he's okay. They're going cake and eat it too, right? This is the scenario. This is exactly it. I have my cake and then I can eat it too. That's what I want. But we have to understand that that's not fulfilling. Well, for some people it may be. And if that's okay with everybody, that's fine. But I feel like this Pisces male is trying to get things on the sly. I feel like he's trying to weasel people out of their opinion. I feel like he's trying to go against the grain, no matter what it is. Whether it's having an affair, I got one, but I want another one. Or I have something here, but he's not being full frontal. He's not coming forward and saying, you know what? I want both. I don't want you. I want someone else. If that's not jiving with you, then I got to find someone who it is and then go there. And he's not being in that way. He's not being truthful with himself. But it seems to be what he wants. Either that or it's just like he gets something and then he doesn't want it anymore. So that's that immaturity coming back, right? So what does the Hierophant mean? I mean, other than them saying he wants his cake and eat it too, he has to figure out a way he can do this that is justified for all involved. You got to make sure that everybody involved here is involved. They're not left out of the loop. Nobody's left out of the loop. That's the thing I think that he's missing, bottom line. Okay, cake and eat it too, guy, go. But expose everything up front. That's all, I think. That's one detail he kind of left out. Figured he could go on without. But anyway, I'm being in high judgment here. Sorry for that. But anyway, the next card I get is interesting again. Ace of Swords. So look at this. What do we have? 1 and 1. Finally. So, sorry, I just ate. Ace of Swords. So what this man also needs, right? I mean, you've got a lot of leather and tie-ups here. So maybe this guy's just not being pleased in the bedroom. So he's going outward. You know, maybe he wants something that's a little raunchier than the partner that he's with is maybe too conservative, too liberal, or not liberal enough, sorry. So we're wanting something on a bigger scheme of things, right? We're wanting something that's a little more than what we're getting. So we just have to tell them that. You know, that's not what it is. You know, you never know. You may be in a relationship where you think that person thinks a certain way, but until you tap into there and converse with that person, you just don't know, right? So there's some depths here. This guy, I think he wants to dig a little deeper in the sexual side. That's what floats your boat, man. Go for it. But just let your partner know about it. Don't go sneaking off to get it without the partner knowing. That's all. That's what they're saying. Just be upfront about it. And you may get what you want. You may be surprised and get what you want instead of slinking around with your tail between your legs. So that's the judgmental reading for Pisces. So I'm going to go, this is the horizontal. So now I'm going to go vertical with all this. See what else we can come up with. This guy's a very sexual energy and almost to a point of maybe addiction. So we got to watch the parameters here that we're not, you know, going into the devil's side. There's a healthy way to do this. There's people that agree to this. They just have to get on board with that and think about it in a logical way, not a on the sly, foxy kind of way. So he's got a lot to think about. Okay, physical aspects and all. Okay, so I'm going to go now through the cards. And we're going to go take all the number 1 cards. See what we come up with. Now the first tarot was the High Priestess. Then the 6 of Pentacles. Then the Six of Swords. Then the Knight of Swords. So this is what's going on all levels, okay? Grounded, a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. And it all comes down to domination in the bedroom, which is interesting. He's wanting to take control. Maybe he doesn't have control, and he wants control. That just hit me like a ton of bricks. Maybe he doesn't have control in his current, where's the camera? Maybe he doesn't have the physical control in his relationship or any control, okay? And what's going on is he is starting to dream outward and maybe even go outward and do outward things to balance that, because he is so deprived of what he wants, but yet he's not. And I get a high feeling that in the relationship he's in, if you're in a coupled, you're not coming forth and saying anything. You're not revealing that. You're not revealing how badly you feel to the partner, okay? So that can be balanced if the partner doesn't know. Then the two here, the Empress, is about that instinct. Something's kicking in here telling this man, I got to do something. More than just go out and cheat. More than just, take something on the slide. More than dream my life away, right? Because we could be doing this on all levels depending on who it is. But yeah, we're needing to tap into the instinct highly. It's being pushed at us from the universe, and we're starting to deal. We're starting to at least open the mind to deal, okay? Why? Because we need to balance things. Everything's cockeyed. It was cockeyed for him before it blew up. And I do get a sense here that there was a line drawn in the sand somewhere for this guy, single or couple. There's a line drawn here, and it threw him. Because suddenly he doesn't get all he wants, right? I can't get what I want. No, because the line's been drawn. Then we had to come down to fighting words and things exposed and people brought out and in and all of that. Kind of, whatever, kerfuffle, right? Then we get this energy just sitting there like, this is what? So I do get a sense here for some of the males that they will be in a position, maybe they're in a powerless position, and this is the way that they gain their control back. Or this is the way that, this is all high school stuff, right? But they haven't learned to go beyond that yet. So now they're in the process of doing that. So we're using our instinct to balance because we feel that our relationship is imbalanced. And I feel like I need more on my end for the male. So he's got to figure out how to get more on his end. Okay. And I feel like the partner is the last person they're going to talk to about this. So how are they going to get it accomplished? In the meantime, something blew here. The threesome came apart. Okay. Or was exposed or caught or, red-handed. And then we have this man sitting here going, but there's still control here. Maybe in a coupled relationship, we have a situation where we got caught cheating, but he's still in the control position because she ain't leaving. Or we have a situation where we got caught cheating and we feel so out of control now because we've been kicked out. Okay. Now we feel we got no control because our partner's gone. And if we're coming from a single situation, we're using our instinct to balance because we're not having the longevity to keep anything. And we may be, okay. They're giving me a sense here that we may be jumping into partnerships that are like busting up partnerships. Like there's a single Pisces here it's like if it's unavailable, I want it. Like that kind of a thing. Almost like, man, if that ain't frustration, I don't know what is. But they're going, it's mindful, in a mindful way. They go after someone and it busts apart. Not like they're trying to break it up, but it's almost like the allure of someone that's taken is more attractive to them than someone that's not, that's single. Doesn't hold any fight. I don't know what they're looking for there. Bite. Like it's like a more of a victory if they get someone that's in a relationship than one that's single. No, it's like a game, right? So this is the sense I'm getting. So that's highly, I mean, there's a lot of work there that needs to be done. So those are the energies that sit. Okay. So that's the first line all the way down. Oh man. Okay. Exposing. I feel like there's a lot of exposing going on over the summer here. Now, let the sun energy. Let's go with that. That's the second. We have the page, the learning, right? Highly aspected. This man needs to learn new ways of being, right? And in the meantime, he's going to guard his heart. If he has to do that, fine, so be it. As long as we learn our lesson here, we're good to go, right? And on the sex side of things, 7 is maybe we have to be abstinent for time in order to figure this process out. This is the path this man needs to go on. He needs to be happy. Let's go backwards. We have to abstain from sex because that's clouding our judgment. We have to sash our heart lightly, close it off. Don't get any invitations. Don't take any invitations and don't give any out so that we have time to think and go inward and figure it all out. Rehash it, autopsy it, and go through it. And then this guy's Page of Pentacles, he's all about learning new strategies, new things. And there's a physical pentacle there. So it's almost going to be like this guy's going to get through this process. If he goes step by step, he'll get a physical appreciation for the work that he's done. Not only in a reward after, when you see clearer and you go after that better relationship than the ones that you're, swimming in. And then it will make him more happy, purely happy, like a child happy, like he's never been happy before. There's the key right there. Abstinent, shut her down for a while, figure things out mentally. Leave your emotions on the desk. I won't go any further. Lock other things up and get into your mind a little bit. And in a good way, like I said, looking over the things of the past. And then the Page of Pentacles is really signifying that reward, that we can get a reward. It's not just, because this man is very, I don't know if it's the adrenaline thing. Is that a thing? But he's kind of going off on the wrong path, getting off on the wrong things here. It's going to turn him into a path of, well, he's been on that path. He's got an eye opening, little wink, but he's just, right? We got to listen to more. We got to dive more. We got to do more. So this is what he has to do to get out of the clutter that he's been in emotionally. Well, it's not even emotional for him. It's physically. So for the third rung here, we have the Judgment. Okay? That's really, I feel him taking a look at his life so far. Where have I gotten? How come I haven't got anybody? It's progressing him forward to think. It's making him dig deeper. Okay. Next card is the 4 of Pentacles. But I don't want to give up the sex. I don't want to give up the no commitment. I don't want to lose my freedom. That's what's going on. Okay. And then we get the 7. Who's that over there? What's going on? This is kind of an out of the blue card. But again, about reunions. So if we take time to judge, literally judge ourselves, see how we stack up against the men around us. Maybe we need to get a new gathering of men, but nonetheless, we need to go to those that we idolize in a male-centered kind of way. There are people out there that this man looks up to. Is he doing this? Is he getting away? Like that kind of thing. The 4 of Pentacles is really about that unwillingness for the ego to let go of things, right? It's all me, me, me. So he's got to open that up a bit. Then the 7 of Canes is about, you know, there may be someone come in here that may not have a sexual connection, but nonetheless makes them happy and makes them think about other things than just getting. You know, it's almost like a conquest. You know, I gotta get, and throw away and throw away and throw away. So nothing means anything. So he's not getting anywhere. And then there's a friend that comes out of the blue, or a lover or whatever, but someone, I'm getting a sense when they come back, they're not someone he's physically interested in. So it could be a friend, maybe even family, right? But yet they have points of view and opinions that could rub off on this guy in a good way, right? So that's something that could come. And then the Hierophant, right? Now, if we take the 2 women out of there and we just go with the whole morality of it and the, you know, marriage and the one-on-one, I think ultimately that is what he wants in the end. He just doesn't want to give up the fun zone, but he doesn't realize it's not so much fun yet. Or he's just starting to realize that it's not so much fun, right? So this is that path. Because ultimately, I think he wants a partner. And I know for a fact they're going, he's just not going to be satisfied if he gets what he wants. He's going to turn in another direction, like a kid that gets a new toy. Eventually, they just keep moving on, you know? So he's got to realize that about himself. That's the path he's on, right? Yeah. So there's that. And then the last of the last here, we have the Hermit. And that is him being all by himself, because that is where he ended up with the behavior that he's given. So he has no choice but to look inward. And this is what he's got to do. And it may take him a while to kick into that, but he's going to get there. The next card, the Hierophant again, in that different form. But this one I feel is more dedicated to that person outside of him that he looks up to. That there needs to be a model here. You know, the light is almost coveted. You know, there's not enough examples, but there is one, and that's all you need is one good one. So that's that person coming forward to help him look at himself, right? Maybe a mirror, some other dude that's opposing him, the complete opposite. It's going to make him look at things differently. Okay. So that's that person outward. And then this is his cantankerous self coming forward and saying, I don't care. I don't have to be nice to everybody, and I don't have to abide by rules, and I don't have to, and I'm ready to keep fighting. And he may do that for a time. You know, I feel like the summer is going to be a rough one for the Pisces male unless he communicates outward. If he starts to open up to his partner or to people around him, you know, I feel like the singles, maybe just, you know, the buddies opening up a little bit. I mean, I know guys don't do that per se, but some trusted person that he can open up to. And I feel like through this card, there is someone that he can vent this to, and it's going to give him, you know, honest opinion about what to do and da da da. And he will take it seriously too, as well. He'll take it seriously. It may shock him that the viewpoint, but he'll take it seriously. So he may have a greater part of himself that wants to be, you know, cause a ruckus all summer and just be grumpy and grouchy. That's going to be there. But where we end up with is the Ace of Swords. So that's a new direction, new way. Now, I don't know, Pisces male in a coupled relationship, it may be a new relationship that he ends up having to go to over the end of the summer. Now, if not, then we have a new dimension that is opening up here, especially on the physical end of things. It's absolutely opening up. Because on his side of things, he's closing down. He's going inward and doing, you know, and being grouchy. So if we're getting results out of that, I don't know how that happens. Can't put 2 and 2 there. So it works out better for the single because they're dealing with their stuff, and, you know, they have this person who comes and gives them some counsel. They're still grouchy and grumpy and, you know, the ego, right? So we're not able to take criticism well with the ego. We just kind of, but nonetheless, there's an opportunity here by the end of the summer to get more of what we want. But we have to go through the struggle and strife of figuring out, at least acknowledging what's going on here to a greater degree. We have a man who is or has the ability to act immature and dives into that whenever he can. And then he hides on certain ends, that kind of behavior. So it's just the duck and run, you know, like, let's just stop and drop everything, you know, stop and drop, you know, and just be who you are and just make people aware. I just feel like there's so many people running around behind everybody's backs, and it's like, just go. You want to go in that direction, but you don't want to let go. Well, tough. You have to let go. Well, then you have to face consequences in case that comes through, right? And that's what's happening here. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, that Pisces male, he's gonna come out. He's gonna come out here. He's just basically, the feeling I get is that he's really barriered himself off from anything that was productive, didn't see anything as being productive while he was in it, okay? And, or not even productive, but good or of any worth, right? We're just not diving into these things. And this man, it's like the capacity is not there to do that. So if you have no capacity, if you've never seen the color yellow, how do you enjoy it? How do you express it? You've never seen it. Same thing with this guy. He's never been in love. He's not feeling love, the places that he goes. So how are you going to get him to be loving if he doesn't know what it consists of? So, yeah, this is very much where the male energy is at. So I'm going to recap the overall energies so we can tie this puppy up. Okay, protection. A sense of him, like I said, when we feel like we need protection, we know that we've done something wrong. So, you know, it's kind of a, what do you call it? That's the alter ego of protection, is that we've done something wrong. And I always add this to this card because it is very much that way. It's like, yeah, I've done something wrong. And look at his eyes, right? That's where the glare is. It's like, yeah, I've done something wrong. And he's got that thing in his back. So nobody comes and stabs him in the back because he knows he's got it coming to him. So this is really the conscience that the male is. And this is really what's cornered him as well. I feel like his back's up against the wall because he really did it for himself. But this is the way that it is, right? This is how you learn, right? The universe is saying this is how you learn. And then we got war. So he no less is, he's wanting protection, feeling like he's feeling like he needs to be protected, okay, from something, because he knows what he's done, right? He was there. And then we have the war. So at any point he could bust out. And I feel like that's part of this cantankerous energy that's following them, this King of Swords. I feel like that's part of that. It's like, at any time I got to turn and fight, and I don't know when that's going to be, but I'll be ready, like that kind of thing. And you shouldn't have to live like that, right? You don't want to live like that. You got to free yourself up to be footloose, where you don't feel like everybody's looking around the corner ready to bash you over the head, right? You don't want that. So then the next card we have, and the final leave on a high point, is the Wisdom. And I can't fit no more cards or what? Okay. And the Wisdom is that point where this man decides to kick in to instinct and look at in detail what he's done, take account for, right? The universe is not going to support him being busied up to block out anything anymore. That's what they're saying. We're not going to support him being distracted. He's going to have nothing on his platter but time and headspace. And that's what he's got to deal with. And that's what's going to bring about the wisdom, because this guy's got to deal with all this stuff. Everything's going to shut right down. So this guy can be brought right back up. Back up, up, evolve, all of it. Because it's past due is what they said. This is past due, this energy. We know better. And though we have no experience to draw from on there, there's an intellectual capacity to understand that this is not right. So we need to dip into that. So I feel like I've been on an hour rant here. I know, but you know, at the same point here, I mean, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. Meaning not like he's going to get it. It's like he's going to get it. You know, he's going to start to evolve here. He's going to come around. So we just gotta be patient. In the meantime, I think everything's separated from him, and it's just him and the universe now is going to deal with all of this. I'm glad I did. Hopefully I made you see something you didn't see already, which is my goal, because that's what I look for when I do reading. I want to get something in that, you know, information that wasn't there before. So I'm glad I helped you. That's awesome. Sorry I didn't get to comment much, but again, I start zoning in and I can't focus in 2 pinpoints at once. So yeah, but you know what? If you ever want a personal reading, join my page, and once a month after the summer, in the fall, once a month, I do tarot nights, and I can zone right in on you and give you focused answers, zoom right at you. So there you go. That is the Pisces male, single and couple. Though again, I'm feeling for the couples, man, it's just a rough road. If we're not on, if we're not even on, you know, the carriage together, I think this man is single. Through the majority of these Pisces males are single, or at least acting as such within a relationship. Okay. That's all I can say, because the coupled side, it's just very tumultuous and very almost like it's single. So, you know, it's one of those things. I'm kind of mushing them in there. But in the fall, I hope to do the fall readings and break it down. And hopefully I'll have time to edit and everything. Okay, good. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, because these guys have just got to evolve. That's all it is. We're just coming from the ego sense of who we are. And we're not, it's just that me mentality. So they got to start thinking of other people. You know, the empathy hasn't kicked in full tilt yet on this guy, but he's starting to clue in. So it's coming. It's coming. It's starting to build a conscience here. The only thing that stops that really is drugs and alcohol. We can't maneuver our way. No way, no how. So if that is the system, it's just kind of not going to work. But yeah, if we've got someone who's dealing in clarity, we're going to make headway. So hopefully that helps. There's probably a lot of boyfriend, girlfriend, crosser over people looking, right? Thank you for the compliment. That's awesome. Yeah, I will be, but not over the summer, more in the fall. So take care. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to shut her down. I'm going to try and do another reading tonight here, but we'll see how my boy, if I can get my stuff done. In the meantime, thank you for coming in. Whoever came in here, like I said, I can't focus on the lettering, because then my energy starts going there, and then I'm going to start reading you. Though we'd like to do that. That's something you got to save for my Facebook page. We'll go in there, and I can do that full tilt. We have rain to do that, but here I want to get these out for everybody else who's out there. And again, hopefully it helps you as well, or anybody that's in a relationship with a Pisces. We got a hard knock here. We got a hard way Jack, but he's coming around. Okay, you know, he's He's down on his knees and he's wiping them off. He's going to get up here. So that's the energy for the Pisces male in a relationship. He's either got no control and he wants control, or he's got too much control and he abused it. And either way, he's got to deal with all of that. So, yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? How do I say that? It's all good. I know that you got this. I know you understand this. But again, hopefully I did clarify some things, right? Because the thing is, this guy's got to be left down to nothing. And you leaving or it busting apart is the nothing. And now he's going to make progress. So if anything, take that away with you, right? So I will head out here. You guys all take care. Again, if you want weekly masculine, feminine readings or weekly tune-ins, I do that on my Facebook page. That's Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. Click to join. I check, every so often, and I'll add you in there, and you just absorb whatever I got. All my videos are on there. You can go through the ones I've already dealt for last week and up to, I think we're just getting in the swing of things here in summer hit. So I think I've got about a month of readings there. But in the meantime, take care, have fun, and be kind.